Peace, family. This is your brother, Mr. Holipsism, coming to you on a beautiful day, beautiful Friday in Brooklyn, New York City. Um, I just wanted to touch on a topic that's been trending lately on YouTube and on Facebook about black women and their hair. And I don't know. I've been trying to make a video about this for the longest, but like this is one of those topics that it's not forefront in my mind, but it's something that I keep hearing about and I wanted to touch on. I think that in the African centered so called conscious community or whatever people are calling it nowadays, um, I think we need to stop the talking point of if you perm and weave your hair that you hate yourself. I think that when you do that, it it's kind of like it throws the conversation other than where the conversation should be, which is on the hair. And it's also very presumptuous to make that statement. You know what I mean? Like I can't say for a fact that a sister who wants her hair permed and weaved hates herself or hates being black. I can't say that factually. I can feel it, you know, but I can't say for a fact that that's what the case is. Now, what can I say for a fact in relationship to perms and weaves? Um, Depending on the sister, if you're dealing with a sister who basically her hair is somewhat similar to like an article of clothing, like it's a, like when a sister says, I want some variety. See, some sisters that I know of are really like that. Like I know sisters who can wear an afro, wear locks, wear braids, wear twists, and then they'll perm their hair, straighten it. Despite what we feel about the different types of chemical processes and stuff like that, I can't really honestly say that these women hate themselves because they really truly show variety and they're not afraid of the natural hair. You know what I mean? So even in that circumstance, I can't say that they hate themselves, and I also can't say that they hate their hair. Now that's those type of women. But if we got a sister who can't be without a perm and a weave, and she says, "Oh, well, I just love variety and love to spice it up," but she can never spice it up to wearing her hair naturally. She can't wear locks. She can't wear a style cut, shortcut, twist, braid. She can't wear that, but she can wear, the Ooh Diane and the Marlo Thomas, that girl weave rolling down her back. I think it's safe to say factually, you don't hate yourself. You don't hate being black. You just hate black African hair. Isn't that fair to say? I mean, it's like a guy wearing a toupee coming up to me saying, you know, I don't hate being bald. Then what do you got the toupee on for? The toupee is a living symbol that you hate being bald. Just like a wig and a weave and a perm and all that other stuff, when you don't wear your natural hair ever, when you've never rocked a natural style, it's safe to say factually that you hate your black African hair. Now let's keep the conversation centered on that. Don't get distracted by all of this bullshit about, oh, she don't like being black, blah 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 blah, because then the conversation turns to, well, what makes you think you more black than me? What makes you think that you more African than me? How come blah 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 blah? And then it comes a defensive thing comes up, and then they want to counterattack, and this back and forth warfare going on. When actually, let's stick to the facts. The facts is, if you got a woman, a black woman, that is terrified of you singing her natural hair, she hates her black African hair. Safe to say, no big deal. Now let's center the conversation around why does she hate her black African hair? And then we can go from there. I think we make a lot more progress if we do things like that. Um, There was something else that I wanted to touch on. Ah, you know, I think that's it. I think that's really all I wanted to say about that. Like, let's just stop the talking point of saying that sisters hate themselves or sisters hate being black. You know, because in actuality, a lot of sisters, a great deal of sisters, do see their hair as an accessory, and they'll perm it, weave it, wig it, natural, blowout, afro, dreads, twist. You know, they'll do the whole 9 yards. And I really think that those women, when they make that statement that they like variety, I believe them, and I think that they're being sincere. But when you got a sister where it's a living, oh, that's what I want to talk about. You know how you know that it's a shameful thing? When you see girls get into a fight, what's the first thing that they try to do? They try to pull that weave out and pull that wig out so you can expose that natural hair. And that's supposed to be the ultimate symbol of shame. Think about that. That's the first thing they go for when they fight. They try to pull that fake hair out so they can show the natural hair. And then by showing the natural hair, that has humiliated the other woman. And then you're going to sit back and tell me that you don't hate your hair. You don't hate your natural hair. You don't think that you can rock a style naturally with the hair that you have on your head. That isn't up for a debate. That is not up for a debate. When you come to sisters that are like that, they hate their African hair. They may love themselves. They may love African people, but they can't stand African hair. you know. So I mean, I think that that's fairly obvious. I don't see why I needed to make a video about that, but I just felt like doing it. Anyway, hope all is well, and I'll holler at you good people later. Peace.